Well, yesterday was quite the day, a really big story inside of the Esports World Cup. What was all the drama about and what was the results that we got? So let's dive in and discuss it. Firstly, it started off with a bad day, really. You had Rambo coming out to say, we signed up with Slayer for the Esports World Cup qualifier the night of the roster lock. Then he gets picked up by EA, who was already qualified the next day. I asked for a week to 3 different people and multiple times if we could play with someone else under these circumstances. The response he got was an hour before the tournament started saying that their team was ineligible to play. And of course, this meant they were going to miss out on the whole tournament. That sucks. Then you had Presley come out to say the staff was so horrid. It was an absolute joke to even deal with. What a crap show. Monsoon was showing that his group game only had like 5 teams in it. It was just terrible. Like there was not even full lobbies going on inside of these first rounds. And normally inside of ALGS Challenger Circuit, right, there's 12 sometimes, but whatever, big deal, right? 5 is like literally why even play? 6 teams, why even play? So of course there was a lot of drama, but that wasn't the only drama. You had APAC South playing in their event, and whenever Lightning Unicorn won, there was a lot of accusations out there about teams that were hacking and basically colluding. Now, it wasn't Lightning Unicorn specifically. Some people may have drew the connection that maybe they were colluding with them, but apparently there were some cheaters. And if you look at the comments here, it was all over the place. Like, it's amazing to let we, who are obviously cheaters, roll other teams inside of the game. So apparently these guys were just contesting Dreamfire and all other kind of teams inside of this, like 4 different teams I think I saw. And basically it seems like they were leaving Lightning Unicorns alone for whatever reason, but just going to grief these other teams for no reason at all. And so a lot of people were even showing that these guys had been banned. They were formerly known as Cold in Hell, like in the last split, and they did get banned. And of course, they did lose their Pro League spot, according to a lot of people. But some said they also gave up their Pro League spot. So what was going on with the history of this team? Needless to say, people were not happy about what went down and how it went down. So, I guess you're just going to have this moment where forever and ever, you'll have people talk about how rigged or stupid or poorly designed this one was. And it is unfortunate because it does overshadow Lightning Unicorns and what they were able to accomplish. But at the end of the day, of course, there were some weird things going on. And I think a lot of people had to draw attention to that. Then you also had RKN tweeting that he was dying to a level 12 Pathfinder round 2, whose name was Racist Aimer and, Racist Kovacker and all this aimbot, blah, blah, blah. Like this guy was just going on with some weird stuff. And these guys were also apparently blatantly hacking to some degree. Now, this guy, of course, from what I heard, got banned. So they did actually tag Hideouts, and Hideouts came to ban this guy in the middle of the tournament. So it's just annoying that you could even get around this stuff, right? Level 12s, you already have to be level 20 to play inside rank. Why is there no level cap or anything like you would see in the ALGS? You got to be XYZ rank. Why does this not exist for what's going on with the Esports World Cup qualifier? Just a bit of a weird one, to say the least. Then they also start their game. Game 1 got canceled with 3 squads remaining. Like they were at the end of the game. Many people had kills. Monsoon saying they were started the game 10 minutes in. You also had Minus Tempo coming out to say, hey, I can help run this if you need. These guys had 3 KP round 3 and they restarted. It was annoying, but all comes to a head. Things got better. So Sweet, you kind of summed this up. What a qualifier, because it went from being in complete shambles to one of the most hype endings to any 6-game series we've seen, and excited for the World Cup. So this was not a match point final. So they had all the rounds earlier in the day. They had semifinals, they had finals, and then in that finals, it was a 6-game finals rather than match point finals, because so they took all these teams inside of these 6 games, and the top 2 of that were going to qualify to go into Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, right? So you have, right before it goes live, Native is a big contending team here. McLovin announces that he joins Native. Native got their whole situation settled. They allowed them to, they basically had to cancel the tournament, re-sign everyone back up, and start again. So you had Native in, they were plugging in with their brand new roster, RKN involved, Rambo involved, a lot of new rosters showing up here. And the teams that you had going away with the dub and going to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia that qualified were Team Nocturnal, which is the former Xset team. That's going to be Reptar, Fun, and Nocturnal. Basically still Xset with just Reptar coming in. Very excited for this team. Obviously, they have not really been in the limelight for quite some time, and we'll talk more about that in just a second, but a big, big day for them, to say the least. And I think everyone is excited for the Tripods. Tripods were the 2nd place team, so they will also be going. And of course, this team has been putting in so much work since they've signed Onmu, and I know Onmu is excited for this. Obviously, a lot to prove since the 100 Thieves roster split up Cup months and months back. And of course, you know, he hasn't really found his footing in since all of this. So big congratulations to the Tripods in general. Native Gaming was another team on the cusp. It really sucks because Rambo's been down and out for quite some time as far as, like, you know, what everybody asked, what has Rambo done since he's come back? They've doubted him. They said that he, you know, wasn't the same. And to get third place, man, they were so freaking close. I know they wanted it. Archaean just coming back out of this short little break that he had, and Rambo obviously with all the claims that he had against him of trying to prove themselves, McLovin being the new guy here, it just all made sense. It was going so well. Sadly, just couldn't pull it through in the end. Oxygen was another one. This one was heartbreaking because Oxygen was actually first place for a big portion of this entire tournament, and then they just don't do good in the last two games. It sends them down into fourth place, so they don't make it. Avexi's team doesn't make it. Madness and his team, obviously Furia did not make it. A lot of teams are missing out on this. I mean, just take a look at some of these names that are coming from Pro League that you all know that will not be attending into this. So you've got Oxygen, you got Native, you've got Furia, you've got a Vexy team, you've got Yup, which is Zaniel's team, you've got Crook, Oblivion, Retsy's team, which is the Stallions, you've got Gaming Gladiators also in Pro League, you've got NGNL, you've got you know, Hambino's squad, you've got Tech's team, Ape Gang, all these teams that we all know, we've all seen, and sadly not going to have their chance there as well. It is really weird to see organizations like Furia not going to be involved inside of this World Cup. I just don't know if having like this one big tournament all come down to one day of qualifiers, just, I don't know, man, this is multi-millions of dollars, right? ALGS is based on Pro League. You've got many months or weeks to go through this and prove yourself, and time again do you get a chance to be the most consistent. This one is, yeah, I guess still about consistency, but not over the span of weeks, not over the span of months, literally in one qualifier in one day. Should it all come down to that? Of course, it was fun to watch because of that, but I'm not sure if that was the best way to do it. Nonetheless, it definitely had people interested and engaged. Now, it's also worth mentioning, whenever we go to this LAN, according to Nicewig and some people in his chat, it seems that we actually might have a voting system for the maps that are played. So according to this, it kind of makes it seem like in context that we, the fans, are going to be able to vote for what map we want them to play on. And according to the chat, once again, it may not necessarily be just as simple as King Arena, as World's Edge and Stormpoint. There may be all maps involved, meaning Olympus and Broken Moon and Kings Canyon. Could you imagine, and Nicewig even talked about this, you know, having some influence here. Could you imagine all the fans getting together and voting for Kings Canyon to be played for $2 million? Of course, that would be crazy. And we've already seen some complaints going on about how this tournament has been run. So I really hope that maybe they do moderate this to some degree. As much as I would love to see Kings Canyon, just for the fun's sake, it is $2 million. I do want it to be kind of played seriously according to the ALGS rules as well. So interested to see what you guys think about this.
The viewers choosing maps is only going to be for LAN, which is fucking hilarious. No cuss tap, which is so funny, dude. So we're gonna be able to choose the maps that we want to at LAN. I don't know if it's like all the maps yet or just World's Edge Stormpoint we choose. We do not know yet.
I think I might just start clustering their height though.
That's good, brother. Thanks for the year. Much love, man. Appreciate you.
It's close on the buildings.
Yes, they're pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Run fire, on one.
Can we get? We can't zip across. Can we?
It's all maps?
I think that's him split holding. I mean,
Oh, you think? Okay.
Chat, we have to figure out what map we're voting for, bro. What map would we want to see pros compete on, bro, for $2 million? That is crazy. We could sway these votes so hard, man.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of heartbreak in this, though. McLovin coming out to say, as much as this day will haunt me till the day I die, we've been together for less than a week, and two of us still working full time, and we showed out. Gonna sting the rest of the night, but Pro League next weekend, and we're gonna go crazy. Also, Oxygen Vane coming out to say, so well today that they played, but the last two games will haunt them forever. Also, we've got some updates regarding organizations and teams getting involved and what's going on. So firstly, MDY White is now signed to LGD Gaming. Big congrats to those guys. 07 inside of the MEA scene has also signed contracts. Of course, there was a lot of debating on the timeline with the Kansas City Pioneers posting they had a big announcement today, and Don saying, you know, eye emoji, whatever. Well, that was not it whatsoever. Zane also posted their contract being posted, so who knows? Who knows where they're going to go? Nonetheless, I think it is definitely deserved. You kind of do feel bad, though, for Right Nags, of course, playing with 07, doing well, not getting that opportunity. Now that Zane comes in after taking that break, now they get the opportunity, but it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. A lot to be proved here for for that roster and hoping the best for them as well. Reeds also, this is a big one. Many people are just kind of counting this out. So Oxygen did release Reeds, and we mentioned that a couple of videos ago. However, we've not mentioned that Reeds does not necessarily have a place lined up. He actually posted he's still looking for a team for Pro League. And so this leaves a couple of people out there that are still kind of wondering, right? Panders also posted he was looking for a team after it looked like they were going back with Zera and what was going to happen there. You've got a lot of really good players that are talented that are now kind of outcast in all of this stuff. So I'm excited to see where it all falls into place and who goes where. Where does Reeds end up in all of this? Also, you had 2R1C inside of the EMEA scene post that they were signed as well by Blacklist International. So congratulations to many of these teams that were unsigned now getting involved and now getting signed back into the scene as well. So I know they all deserve it, and I'm happy for these guys to get that opportunity. Best of luck to all the teams that also qualified for the Esports World Cup. Let me know what roster you are paying most attention to in all of this. And until the next time, we will see you all later, Gators.